Yo, what's going on, guys? Bishmii back again with another video. Bow, you know the vibes. And we are back at it again with another FBL battle. Now, this FBL battle, this was week 6 going into it, versing against the Pokemon Professor. Now, this past week, I've been working so freaking hard, I haven't been time to sit down at my freaking desk and play a nice battle. So, sadly, we had to hop on Showdown, and I had to play on my phone, and I played the Pokemon Professor there. So this is FBL week 6. Like I said, going into this battle, we are 3-2, while the Poke Professor is 2-3. Shout out to him for picking up this team from someone who dropped. You know, he's been doing pretty well with it. This is kind of like the game that I need to win to confirm my playoff slot, and if he loses, I'm pretty sure he's out. I'm not sure, like, looking at the standings, but yeah, let's look into the team. So obviously for this, I brought my Galvantula. Sneasler finally came off the bench. Corviknight, Meowscarada, Vaporeon, and Rhyperior. Now, Pokemon Professor, he has Urshifu, that is the Rapid Strike. He has Superior, Iron Valiant, Iron Boulder, Colossal, and Earthworm. So, Earthworm was the only thing saving his team from getting swept by Rhyperior. I ain't even gonna hold you, or else I would have just spammed Earthquake. But I believe going into this, I led off with my Sash Galvantula because I didn't want him to be like booster on something and scarfed on another to where he's outspeeding me. So let's just hit play on that. I lead off with my Galvantula. He leads off with his Colossal. Now I'm like, okay, he probably wants to get up his rocks, or this thing probably has Rapid Spin. I don't want to sit there and lay my webs because it's going to put me in a controversial position. And even if I did set webs, the Superior is right freaking there. You see that Superior? That Superior is probably competitive, and I'm only going to make it faster. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to switch out to my Rhyperior. As he goes for the Rock Blast, that would have been some crazy tech because I'm pretty sure Galvantula would have just dropped to 2 Rock Blasts. I bring in my Rhyperior, and I decide, you know what? I want to set up rocks. He goes into his Serp. I set up my rocks. I'm like, all right, bet. This is all I wanted to do. I'm going to get constant chip on everything. The Superior, I decide to Terra Fire, and I believe I had Weakness Policy, Fire Punch, Terra Fire, Earthquake, Stone Edge, and Stealth Rocks. So let's see. He's going to Glare me, Paralyze me, as I just go for the Fire Punch. It does a lot of freaking damage. We see that this thing is leftovers. Alright, so obviously, you're not going to want your Superior to get clapped by another Fire Punch. I have Stone Edge in the tuck so that it's Stab. I catch any of the switches. Obviously, he wasn't going to switch Earthworm thinking I'm going to click Fire Punch. So I'll go for the Stone Edge, and I successfully land it. It's going to do 78 damage to the Colossal. A lot of freaking damage. After that, he goes for the Terra Fairy Power Gem. Critical hit brings me down to 8%, bro. 8 freaking percent. After that, it activates the Weakness Policy. I just go for EQ. I'm like, oh my god. He sends in the Earthworm. At this point, my Rhyperior has done its job. There's no reason for me to be switching out of a paralyzed Rhyperior after it's got the Weakness Policy proc. He just goes for the Earthquake. We go blow for blow. Terra for Terra is out of here. Luckily, I got my rocks up. I send this Sneasler, go for the Fake Out. I was normal gem Fake Out, so now I'm on Burning Boosted up. I'm ready to go. So I'm like, yo, let me hit the CC on this thing. I should smoke this. Bro was Chopo Berry. 55%. If he wasn't Chopo Berry, he would have gotten smoked. And guess what happened? I dropped my defenses and Earthquake smokes me. I finally bring Sneasler to a battle and it got clapped. But that's okay because I needed the damage on this thing. I bring in my Galvantula just to go for the Thunder. Luckily I hit. It's going to KO this thing. Sends in Iron Boulder. Don't see a Proto. I don't know if this thing is packing the Scarf Rock Blast. I don't know what bro is about to do with this thing. So he brings in I bring in my Corviknight to check it. He goes for the Mighty Cleave. Gonna take the Rocky Helmet damage. Gonna swap to Superior as I go for the U-turn. I didn't think he was gonna stay in with the Iron Boulder because it would have took too much damage. I'd go for the U-turn. He sends his Serp. Serp dies. I bring in my Meow. Now my Meow, I felt like it could handle. I thought it could handle Urshifu or Iron Boulder with what is it? Flower Trick. And I believe I'm Scarfed. Yeah, I'm Scarfed here, so it's like the fastest. brings an Iron Valiant. I don't know what this Iron Valiant could be. I'm gonna just switch right out to my Vaporeon. He goes Moonblast. I'm like, okay, takes 44%. We see that it's Life Orb. Very good. Goes for the Thunderbolt. Does 51%. That's fine. I just go for a Scald. Gonna do a lot of damage. Get the burn off. So now I'm like, hey, yo. Alright. It's burned. It's Life Orb. The burn plus the Life Orb should be enough, right? Right? After it took that burn, it's at 17%. Now, there's a roll because burn did 6% and Life Orb is 10%. So obviously it's gonna end up at 11. Goes for the Moonblast. 9, 6. Now it took 9. It took 9 for a Life Orb. It took 9 for a Life Orb. Think about that, guys. It took 9 and yet brought it to 1%. It's at 0.07%. I don't know how that makes sense. Anyways, we bring in the Meow. I just go for the Sucker. I don't want to know if this thing has like Vacuum Wave or anything. I just go for the Sucker. Brings in Urshifu. I'm gonna swap to my Corviknight because I obviously can't take a Scarf Surging Strikes, and Sucker Punch isn't gonna do anything to that guy. So now I just let my Corviknight die. I could have switched into what is it, Meow, to save my differential, but I didn't think it mattered. I was just like, you know what, let me bring in Meow after and just click Scarf Flower Trick twice. So, and yeah, that is going to be the battle. Shouts out to my guy, the Pokemon Professor. Almost had me with that Poison Jab, actually. Almost had me with that Poison Jab. That guy was definitely Scarfed, and I had to take my chances. I had to make sure I was straight. Listen, guys, I hope you guys have been enjoying the FBL season so far. Make sure you guys head over to the Pokemon Professor's channel. It's going to be up on the screen now. And leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.